Hello and welcome to this week's episode of your Power Packed Podlets. These are mini podcasts to start your week, really dropping into your power, expanding your mind to acknowledging that you can create more impact, more success, more income, more confidence from a place of inner peace. And today's episode is being recorded. We've just finished the live event, right? We had 5 incredible days. We just finished the live event. We've got one more week before we delete the replays. We've got women joining the school on the back end of this because you literally came to the lives and you're like, whoa, this is the thing I didn't realize that I wanted in my life. So those of you joining, congratulations. And so I was dropping in and thinking, I've shared so much powerful stuff with this event. What's something new I can bring to the table in this mini podcast that's going to give you another nuance of understanding of success built from inner peace? And I know you're going to love this because I'm going to share 2 things that I don't really hear spoken about when it comes to understanding reaching levels of success you've never had before. So I know these 2 things are going to they're going to land powerfully for you, especially the first one. This may be something new for you. Now, before I do, there's something I touched upon in one of the live sessions of the event, and I want to go deeper on this for you. Because for some of you, this is going to make the difference. So you're not struggling selling what you sell, products, services, experiences, whatever it may be, and you actually find it a lot easier to sell it. And it's the following. So when it comes to what I offer in the school, so for those of you who don't know, I run an online school for heart-led female entrepreneurs, and we run long-term memberships. So what we offer is non-circumstantial support, guidance, mentoring, and teaching as you're building, growing, and running your business. And so a lot of our students, they sign up for multiple years and they just consistently do a rolling membership of signing up again because they're continually growing and it makes sense for them to be in an environment of continual growth as well. So here is a reason why it is so easy for me to sell the memberships in the school. And for those of you who sell something, this is a key piece. You're wanting to sell more of the things. I don't create a product or service and then think, how am I going to sell this? How can I package this in a way that people will buy it? How can I price it in a way that's affordable? How can I don't create it first and then try to sell it. What I've done with the school is I understand the people that I want to serve. So I look at female entrepreneurs, those of you who you're either just starting out in business and you're setting things up and you've potentially never run your own business before, so this is new for you. And then there's those of you who you've been in business for some time, but you're not getting the results that you want. Yeah, you're not getting the income you want, you don't have the time freedom you want, you may be experiencing anxiety and overwhelm. So I know who my clients are. I'm very clear on the problems you face, on the obstacles you encounter, on the things that slow you down, on the things that will potentially cause you to fail. Because this is the thing in business, that the majority of businesses don't make it past a year. And then even like after 5 years, most people give up because of burnout, exhaustion, and overwhelm, financial bankruptcy. I mean, there's lots of reasons that businesses fail, but it's all to do with things that we don't want to experience in business, right? It gets too much. It's too much to be constantly finding your income. And so I look at what it is that causes that. And then I understand, so what gets in my client's way? How can I solve their problem? And then I create a product that solves the problem. I create a service that solves the problem. So I see all of the elements in the journey of building and running a business and being successful and being a leader and being confident and being happy and enjoying the process. I see all of the obstacles along the way, all of the problems that need to be solved, all of the growth that's required. And then I create a product in accordance with covering those needs for my clients. And then because it literally solves the problems, it sells itself. Yeah, I go to the people and I'm like, hey, I know you've got this thing, you're experiencing that, you want to build success, you don't know how to do it because you're not business savvy. This is potentially the first time you're doing it, or you're kind of guessing your way there if you've already got a business and you're hoping it's going to work, but you're not business savvy. You've never made the sort of income that allows you to just take a month off and being able to relax. And I know exactly how to get you there. And then I offer that service. And so it sells itself. So first off, with whatever you're doing, create something that sells itself because it makes logical sense for your clients to invest in it. Because before I share these two things with you, this is the thing, like for the women who join the school, the first thing that those of you who've seen the school memberships, it's a high ticket space, right? So it's for a lot of the women joining the space, it's a financial stretch. And there's a reason it's a financial stretch, apart from the fact that signing up to a space like this, the investment in and of itself, let's say you come in and you invest €6,500. In the grand scheme of things, 6.5 grand is nothing in comparison to the money you make back learning to run and build your business in this way. It's literally like scratching the surface of the income created in a successful company and business is nothing. So when we actually look at it in these terms, and my invitation is for you to do this, because this is what my clients understand when they take that leap and they stretch themselves into this sort of investment, they realize, of course it makes sense. Because by making this investment, I'm choosing to play the game at this level and learn what it is for that amount to actually be not very much at all. And so they choose to be in an environment that shows them that that amount is actually, it's just the beginning. And once they're choosing to play the game at this level, and this is something that happens once the women join the school, is they then end up wanting to upgrade. Within a few days or a few weeks, they're upgrading. A lot of them within a couple of months of being in the school are already extending for another year, because once they're in the space, they're like, I get it now, I understand. This is about the long term, and I'm already looking to 2 years in advance of being in this space that's continually expanding me. And the reason I share this is, how can you create that sort of experience for your clients? The transaction of the investment in and of itself creates a transformation within them. Two of my neighbors' dogs are having a conversation. Hopefully the microphone isn't picking it up, because this is too good to then start again and for you not to hear it all. So that's the first thing when creating your products and services. So let me share these two things with you that I don't hear spoken about. A huge, huge thing that has made a difference when it comes to me building the levels of success that I now have, that I know are literally just the starting point, is I've gotten into spaces where it's not just about learning from the people around me. When I'm in these spaces, I observe how the people who are further along the path from me navigate failure. Because when we're taking a course or a program and we're learning about, I don't know, sales funnels, marketing and branding, or you're paying somebody else to market and brand you, whatever it may be. Success isn't built on just understanding success in and of itself. Understanding how successful people navigate failure is the most important thing. And this is one of the elements inside the school and in the spaces that I'm in as well. Inside the school, I'm consistently sharing how I navigate failure when things don't go right, when we don't get the results we expected, what we do so that there's this consistent momentum forwards and up. It doesn't matter if the results aren't coming through the expected channels. There's this consistent compounding growth, compounding movement forwards. It's this safe beating of a drum. There's no force. There's no pushing to get to the result. There's this consistent momentum like a steam train. And it's how I navigate failure. And how have I learned how to navigate failure? Because I'm in spaces where I observe people who are further along the path from me and how they navigate failure. They, for me, have normalized what it is to navigate failure. For my clients and students, I normalize how to navigate failure because failure is an essential part of growth. Just think of like when you learned how to do a cartwheel as a child, or a handstand, or a forward roll. Did you manage to do it perfectly the first time around? And this is the thing, when we're growing and we're doing new things, you will consistently be the beginner. And this is one of the things for me. Being a beginner at something might feel uncomfortable, but I'm not afraid of the discomfort. I navigate discomfort with courage. For me, navigating discomfort makes logical sense because I know that by going to the uncomfortable places consistently again and again, like going live on Instagram the first times I did it, that is a part of the process for it to then become comfortable and easy, just like lifting a weight in the gym. You've got to repeat it enough times until there's the adaptation, the neurological and nervous system adaptation for it then to become easy. And it's the same with the things in your business. You have to get comfortable with navigating failure. You have to get comfortable with being the beginner. And being in spaces where people show you what that looks like as a leader and as someone who's successful is eye-opening. So as you're building whatever you're building, running whatever you're running, make sure that you're in a space, especially when you're going through those initial stages, but non-circumstantially, somebody's just continually modeling to you when they're not getting the results that they want. What is it that they do? How do they think? How do they show up? How do they navigate that within themselves? Because failure is the biggest thing that stops people because they don't get it right the first or second or third time around and they give up. And this is why so many businesses fail. And let me share the second piece which we touched upon in the event. The second piece that's made the biggest difference in my journey is learning through osmosis. Working with people that model what I desire to model for others. Working with people that for them it's normal and logical, the things that I want to be normal and logical for me. So when I was wanting to normalize a level of financial income where I could relax, not worry about money anymore, and actually focus on the things that were important to me, I spent time in spaces where everybody around me, it was normal and logical for them. And I chose to stretch up to that. And if I was triggered by it, even better, because it was showing me where I was believing that I was less than or believing that I was smaller than that. We have to be in spaces where we are encouraged to stretch. Let me leave you with this story because I remember being at secondary school where I was given the option of either being at the top of maths set 2 or the bottom of maths set 1. And I remember having a conversation with my parents and them saying to me, go into the top set, talk with your teacher and ask them if you can be at the bottom of set 1. And I was like, why? Why? Because I'll be in set 2 and I'll be like at the top of the class. And I don't remember if it was my mum or my dad who said this to me. And they said, but there's nobody else to learn from. In fact, you will likely get worse because everybody else around you isn't getting the same results. And so you will adapt to the people who are around you. How about you be in an environment where everybody else is showing you how to get better at it because they are getting better results? And that really stuck with me. Being in an environment where we allow the people around us to show us what is possible and how it's done. And then rather than being the victim of, oh, poor me, we then stretch into that. We say, okay, show me how it's done. Okay. So on that note, your next steps right now, because we're in a really important moment in the year, in the school, we are at a point where we're about to end our offers that we have going on. Next year, we are starting the second round of our certification program. Okay, we've gone from the beta version to the official version of the certification, where you get the manual, you get the in-person experience. It's going to be mind-blowing. And we're in the pre-launch phase right now. For those of you who choose to join us right now, not only do you get to join us for the certification program and learn so many tools and modalities and frameworks of coaching people, of mentoring people, of holding space at a high level for your clients, of how to create short, medium, and long-term journeys and create real transformation for your clients, you will also get to join us immediately for tiers 1 and tier 2 in the school. So you get to come in immediately. Tier 1 is where we go through all of the frameworks of stepping into a level of leadership and learning to think and move like a leader, to make decisions like a leader, to make the decisions in your business like the CEO of your business and not having nervous system responses to when things aren't going your way and when you're getting negative feedback and when it feels scary. It's all about confidence, tier 1. Tier 2 is about, so tier 1 is about shifting from survival into thriving. How do you be in thriving state all of the time? Not overwhelmed, not anxiety, thriving. What does that mean that you feel safe within yourself? And then from that, tier 2 is about the strategy. So how do you build your business? How do you get to the next level? How do you create a business model without a glass ceiling? So imagine if you join us now with the offers that we have going on, where you will be by the time you start the certification with us in February, March of next year with your business. So the offers are the following. Pre-launch phase of the certification, instead of €15,000, it's 7,500. It makes sense to join at that level. If you join us at tier 2, so without the certification, it's €6,500 instead of 10,000. If you're not interested in the certification, you purely want to go in for the business and the personal development, amazing, join us at tier 2. The offers end on the 31st of this month. Okay, so send me a DM or I will link the offers in the text below so you can go straight in and sign up. And for those of you who do, you will be immediately joining us. You come straight into the space and you can straight away tap in to all of the resources that we have. Of where are we now? We're in month 10 months of content already at your fingertips. And then you get to join us for the lives as well. Okay, I look forward to welcoming you in, and I will connect with you again next week for the next episode of our Power Packed Podlets.